If you're still using Excel for estimating, it's time to move on. In construction, quick and accurate estimates translate to profit. With Excel, you run the risk of wasted time, incomplete estimates, unreliable costs, broken formulas, and mistakes. That's why thousands of companies have moved away from Excel and over to Sigma to avoid the hassle with the most trusted and user-friendly estimating software on the market. Sigma allows you to bid faster on more jobs with the easy creation of professional proposals. And here's the best part. Sigma can import all your personal estimating history and data from Excel. Our software is a natural progression from Excel while providing a better user experience, built specifically for construction to build accurate estimates that are priced not only to win the job, but also to ensure profits. All this in just a handful of steps. Creating a new document, defining your cost and work breakdown structure, and adding resources is as easy as filling out a template. Sigma's drag and drop ability and reusable assemblies save valuable time. Copy entire job segments from one project and transfer to another without the fear of broken formulas. Frequently used segments can be added to a cost library for easy access. Libraries give you more control over profit as they are based on data from your experience and your actual sourcing costs. You have data at your fingertips with Sigma's inline price lookup. You can also source from leading commercial cost data, like RS means data. Either way, Sigma provides an unrivaled ability to know your true costs and associated potential for profits. Sigma's summary sheet is a powerful strategic tool, allowing for last-minute changes on bid day and delivering sharper bids. This overview of your estimate lets you control markup, overhead, discounts, and redistributions across the estimate or by category. Jump into any portion of an estimate and clearly see the spend and cost breakdown. With Sigma's validation function, errors and oversights are minimized. A change made anywhere in the estimate will automatically readjust the entire estimate. If you're
Morning, everyone. We'll start shortly. We're just waiting for a few more minutes to allow for the last-minute attendees to join.
If you're still using Excel for estimating, it's time to move on. In construction, quick and accurate estimates translate to profit. With Excel, you run the risk of wasted time, incomplete estimates, unreliable costs, broken formulas, and mistakes. That's why thousands of companies have moved away from Excel and over to Sigma to avoid the hassle with the most trusted and user-friendly estimating software on the market. Sigma allows you to bid faster on more jobs with the easy creation of professional proposals. And here's the best part. Sigma can import all your personal estimating history and data from Excel. Our software is a natural progression from Excel while providing a better user experience, built specifically for construction to build accurate estimates that are priced not only to win the job, but also to ensure profits. All this in just a handful of steps. Creating a new document, defining your cost and work breakdown structure, and adding resources is as easy as filling out a template. Sigma's drag and drop ability and reusable assemblies save valuable time. Copy entire job segments from one project and transfer to another without the fear of broken formulas. Frequently used segments can be added to a cost library for easy access. Libraries give you more control over profit as they are based on data from your experience and your actual sourcing costs. You have data at your fingertips with Sigma's inline price lookup. You can also source from leading commercial cost data, like RS means data. Either way, Sigma provides an unrivaled ability to know your true costs and associated potential for profits. Sigma's summary sheet is a powerful strategic tool, allowing for last-minute changes on bid day and delivering sharper bids. This overview of your estimate lets you control markup, overhead, discounts, and redistributions across the estimate or by category. Jump into any portion of an estimate and clearly see the spend and cost breakdown. With Sigma's validation function, errors and oversights are minimized. A change made anywhere in the estimate will automatically readjust the entire estimate. Sigma automatically transforms your completed estimate into a professional-looking proposal. No more manual transfers or tedious repeats. You can easily set up templates to reflect company details, deciding what parts of the estimate to share with the client and what you'd like to keep to yourself. With Sigma Estimates, you're never on your own. Our team provides free support and advice. Used by over 10,000 estimators, you can be confident that you're using a powerful, peer-recognized estimating tool for accurate proposals. Sigma partners with leading industry players and integrates with other systems you rely on to provide the most comprehensive yet intuitive tool to meet your estimating needs, no matter how complex or simple, all at a lower cost than comparable alternatives. Sigma your estimates today with our no-hassle, no-contract subscription model.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Hope you guys will enjoy it. So just to kick off, hi, my name is Michiel. I'm the technical manager here at Modena AEC and Infrastructure, and also I'm the product specialist for Sigma Estimate. Today with me, I've got Nick. Nick, can you do your introduction?
Yeah. Morning, everyone. I'm Nick King, and I'm the Product Marketing Officer at Modena AEC. So today, Michiel is going to go through how you guys can outestimate your competition, and I'm sure you'll find it very useful. Please make notes while you're going through it. There will be a time for questions towards the end, but yeah, let's get started. Okay, so in short, Modena AEC has been around for over 15 years, actually a lot more, and we are the leading guys in business development, supplier of software and support for architecture, engineering, and construction. And a feather in our cap is we recently won the 2020 Technology Inventor Award for Best Engineering and Construction Software for South Africa, which for us kind of helps us all around, and you guys know you're in good hands with that. So just quickly, basically, estimators many years ago decided that they needed to put their resources together and try to figure out how to make life simpler and make it easier for them to actually do their jobs. And that's how they came up with Sigma Estimates, putting everything together so that under one roof, under one platform, with a click of buttons, smooth and easy, they can go through, do their work, and do everything on time and as needed. So from here, Michiel is going to go through everything with you. And like I say, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat and enjoy.
Okay, so I've got a few slides prepared, and then I'm going to do a live demo of certain elements. So nothing has ever gone wrong with the live demo. So let's hope for the best today. Just a little bit, guys, there is a question section in the chat or at the bottom. If you got any questions as we go along, pop them in there. If it's pertaining to a specific topic we're covering at that point, we'll answer it as we go along. There will also be a little bit of a Q&A at the end. So let's see how it goes. And then FYI, take, like Nick said, take out your pens and books, make some notes. There'll be a little bit of a ask the audience question later on. So hopefully you guys can let us know what you think is a time-saving feature for you from what you're seeing today in the webinar. Okay, so feature one, familiar feel of Excel. So Nick, why is this a feature for you?
Well, for me, and I'm sure everybody has also used Excel before, if you're not concentrating properly, it's easy to click a button and the next thing Excel is telling you to add this, add that, and you're not 100% sure what you've done, or it's changed the formula for you. The feature that I love about this familiar field is that it's there, but it's so much more user-friendly than Excel itself. Excel shouldn't actually hear me saying that, but for me, it really is a much more user-friendlier interface, and there's no liabilities with it. That's my favorite part. You put in what you need and it flows through quite smoothly.
Yeah, no, so I agree completely. So I mean, this is the Sigma Estimate kind of slide. You can see kind of you've got your typical ribbons at the top, you've got your bar on the left, and then you got your kind of your rows and columns in the middle. No, I mean, if I wasn't so in tune to what the software and working with the product itself, if you had to give me this product at the beginning, I would kind of familiarize it with a Microsoft product, if I could say that, you know, felt like it should have been part of the suite. But yeah, that familiar feel. And if you look at kind of what Excel is, this is the same platform. And you can see in my rows and columns, I'm getting the exact same information. This is now a more elaborate export out of Sigma, based on the same bill of quantities you saw in the previous slide. Now, to kind of just quickly show you guys how easy it is and what it feels like, as kind of what you get with Excel or Word or anything like that, you get these days a nice little home page with templates and features, your open and save functions as you go along. So you can already, out of the box, you can see it looks the same. If I start with a standard blank template, not a customized version, need to just close the bottom one. You can see I've got, and I like to compare this part to Outlook, the cost breakdown structure on the left-hand side, because as you build information, it starts looking like Outlook with all your folders and things like that, and then your estimation in the middle. So one of the great features, what is so in comparison to Excel, is the additions of rows and information into different cells. So I can just come in here and say, maybe this is, you know, my building shell. You know, you can see my breakdown on the left popped up. I've got the name there. If I navigate one level down, we can start just adding information. Foundation, I just should spell maybe better. You know, and you can see these information just populate as we go with ease. So nothing different to Excel, really a look and feel that is the same. Now, from a software implementer, what we do find is quite a bit of a struggle throughout, you know, different software, different platforms. Everyone looks different, but it makes the adoption of software so much easier if guys can familiarize themselves with, you know, the software. If they know they're going to the home page, that is where they'll find everything they typically would need to start off in their products. So that's why look and feel, or, you know, familiar feel, that is for me a great feature. It doesn't feel like a new software. And then feature 2, no errors or broken formulas. Nick, I don't know if you do complex Excel spreadsheets. Have you had any of these problems before?
I try to avoid complex spreadsheets, or I'll phone you as well. So, so yes, I have. That's actually one of my main sort of gripes with Excel. If you know what you want to do, but sometimes it's a bit difficult to put in the exact formula that you want. So yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I see a lot of guys starting to shy away from complex formulas because they don't know how to keep track of it anymore.
Yeah.
So there's a variety of global studies that has been done around Excel. And basically what the studies have shown that about 90% of Excel spreadsheets out there that's being used in, you know, the corporate environment has broken errors within it, or formulas. Yeah, it's a large area of our industries, or various industries. You know, and I mean, if you look at the warnings, there's a problem with this formula. A calculated field or column, you know, already exists. Choose a different name. This one is the most common one. Careful, we found a circular reference. You know, you can't use the same cell in the same formula. You got links that are broken and you need to update them, or whatever the case might be. I don't know, it's like a continuous way issue. And at the end of the day, when you kind of go to your main page to see what the end result of your project cost would be, you kind of get this hashtag ref problem. I don't know, you know, from the guys watching this, how often does this happen? And then you got to figure out where all the warnings, you know, live and how to fix them and stuff like that. Yeah, I try to simplify my Excel spreadsheets, you know, as far as possible, but sometimes you just can't get away. So when we look at kind of what Sigma does, the formulas are really straightforward. It's built in. Yes, you can customize it to a degree, but it's not supposed to be customizable. If I look at my quantity field, let me just zoom this in a little bit. I've got a quantity of foundation. So if I type in there 500, there we go. If I say, what's my unit cost for a foundation? I can say maybe it's I don't know, I'm not good with figures, but it's maybe 150, rands per cube volume or whatever the case might be. There we go. My formulas are updated automatically. If I change one value, it's all of a sudden 100 now, my figures update. No more circular formulas or anything like that. On top of that, if I change the price regulation, maybe there's a discount, maybe we need to increase it, we're trying to do some predictions of costs on a project coming up. And we say, we need to increase this by, let's say, 50%, so 1.5. We can now automatically see our unit cost, our cost for, original costing, and all of a sudden our total unit cost is a higher value. And then our total cost for our project or for the foundations has increased by default. Now, on top of this, this is just a row item of information, a line item. If I had to do this for a whole project, and I just navigate back to my main view, you can see my shell building is already updated with the same information. So no matter how many rows of information I have here, my total cost will always be its own value. Now, one of the kind of other features within Sigma Estimates is the way of how you can actually use your own formulas or, kind of calculate your own calculator. Now, I've often found that if you go into Excel and you start typing in, 15 plus 50 plus, 200, you start adding this, and then by the end of it, you forgot to, you hit enter and you forgot, I forgot that damn equal sign. All of a sudden, I have to kind of redo everything, or it spews out another warning. Sigma, we don't have that problem. It knows. If I hit enter, it'll automatically tell me it's 265. And you can see it'll remember what it looked like. So I can always just say show formulas, and I can see which rows of information had formulas based, which ones weren't, and I can jump between these two views quite easily and rapidly. So this for me has always been a great time saver in terms of maintaining my quantities, my unit costs, etc. throughout my project. So feature 3, reuse of historical data. So Nick, I don't know, how often do you use your historical data for anything?
I haven't yet, to be honest.
So I could tell you, and call it looking at my personal finances, is you've got a spreadsheet with some historical data, cost about a year ago, and then you look at your new one, you're like, how am I going to transfer that information into my new spreadsheet without having to spend hours retyping it?
Exactly that.
Yeah, so we tend to put historical data on the side and only use it when we really, really need it. So with Sigma, this is the whole idea, is any project you've done becomes part of your historical data. You got libraries, you got access to kind of everything you've done. Even Excel spreadsheets can become historical data that you can bring into Sigma. And it's really simple. If you look at kind of what we need to do, we still have got our project open here. So I've got a little bit of a library here. It's nothing fancy. Let's call it a starting point of a library. And you can see I've got some cost to elements. If I navigate down, there's a site establishment, there's some on-site information, whatever the case might be. And I need this information in my current project. So I can just quite easily go and say, I need my site cost and move it into my project. It's moved into the wrong location, but it's fine. We can just say, delete this out and come back here, and we can say, okay, let's add site cost, site content into here. Automatically, my totals update, my content is here, so I can open this up, navigate to it and say, okay, this might look different now in my project. I need 15 days worth of lease agreements or whatever the case might be. And again, formula stays the same. I'm reusing historical data. I can even open up all the projects. So let's just grab this one. That's kind of a quick example. And there we go. Now we can see I've got a training estimate here, I've got my current estimates, and I've got a library at the bottom. So easy enough, I can come in here, look at my contents page, and it's like, okay, you know what? I need installations in my current project. Just bring it down into your project, and there we go. We've got all that information in there instantly. And then once you're done with that project, you can just close it out and even your library and just carry on working with your information as is. I don't know, for me, I love it. It helps a lot. So guys, any questions at this point? I see someone has a Kat, can you just please drop your question into the chat? I see your hand is up. Guys, please, any questions, drop it in the chat or use the question and answers function. We'll answer it as we go along. So, feature 4, get more accurate estimates and quantities. So, Nick, I don't know, you're not really a QS, but does this mean anything for you?
Well, for me, it would mean if I was a QS, the fact that everything would be more accurate. It makes me feel confident in my work if I knew what I was doing was 100% accurate. And from clients that have actually purchased the product and then do use it, this is one of their best features that I've had a lot of compliments and comments about, that they love this feature, that they know what they're doing is 100% accurate.
Yeah, so I mean, I did an implementation of Sigma into for a company, and one of the biggest, I want to say, call it gripes, was that the software became almost too accurate. So I left a kind of a blank screen here with only the X with 3 dots. Okay. Now there was a reason for that, is the fact that you have accuracy up until a 3rd decimal. Typically in Excel, we only keep it to around about a 2nd decimal. So for this example was, I had a kind of a Revit file here, just the quickest way of creating a, call it a very accurate file. And we had a lot of square meter length values and stuff like that. So when I exported that out to Sigma Estimate, I can just open up this project now. Wrong one there. There we go. We can see all my walls, and we can see the decimal fractions. I mean, here's a 4th decimal value, 1. So this is really, accurate to, very extensive decimals. Yes, we can change the accuracy settings if we need to. But if this is a 55 unit cost per, square meter, and I move it all the way down, again, look and feel similar to Excel. We all know the little box. We can just drag. So just to repeat that quickly, that little box in the corner, you can just drag it down and it will copy all the same values down. And we can see, the fractional values start playing a role in our cost at the end of the day. Given our floor values, fractional values makes a huge difference when you want to be really accurate about our costing. So I see Adrian, can you link Revit quantities directly in without having to input into Sigma? So yes, Adrian, to answer that question just quite shortly, yes, you can bring your Revit quantities directly into Sigma without having to type it in manually. This is kind of a webinar we'll look at in the future, how to connect Revit and Sigma Estimate. But yeah, so just quickly showing that again. I mean, there's accuracy values, and if we look at our summary page, we can see again those accuracies all the way throughout the project, balancing it out and things like that. I think there was another one with this, and I think it's oh yeah, it was actually, I think, part of feature 3. So one of the features was actually that, warnings inside Sigma. Yes, it does give you warnings, but it's actually not like your Excel ones where it says we can't do this, we can't calculate that. It'll actually warn you that some information might be missing in order for you to complete your estimates. So for you to kind of just get a feel for it, here's my categories that are blank. And then I've got on my floor areas, I also have no category. If I go to my summary items, there's a validation check. It'll tell me these oaks doesn't have any categories. And it might become important for you when you need to start categorizing your information. For instance, you can see here, you need to define categories on your resources tab. So if I can navigate back to my content and I say, cool, floors, this would be a material, and we'll do the same for here. We'll say materials, and I'm just going to copy that down. So first off, if I again check my validation, there's no warnings or errors in my estimate. Perfect. I know I'm doing it the correct way. So it's not like an Excel formula that just breaks. You need to figure out what the problem is. This will actually just tell you you've got missing information. You need to check out on that. So if I now go back to my resources tab, you can actually see under my materials, there's my floors, there's my walls. It's picking up the quantity, the cost, and the total cost. So, so you guys can start seeing the features and how it combines together into one space. So yeah, great in that sense. So here's the big question, saving time and money. Now, I personally have spent hours building libraries and rebuilt libraries just to make sure they were perfect for clients, for myself, and things like that, where typically a library could take days or months. And I mean, the guys on, the attendees watching it will really know how long it would take to build up a standard library that you can use within your firm. Nick, have you ever spent time building libraries or anything similar?
I haven't. However, I've watched guys at work actually do it, and I know that it is very, very, very time consuming. And nowadays, what everybody actually needs is more time and to be able to save money. So it's one of the best features.
Yeah. So guys, while I'm going through the next few slides, please drop in the chat what you guys so far what you've seen. If you've seen anything that you think is a money saving item or time saving item, please drop it in the chat. We want to check what you guys think is features for you. But I mean, I could go and talk about, save time, minimize risk, how to connect data with people, ultimate to maximize profits. And this is just part of the sales pitch. It's not really a feature as such. Typically for me, the features is what I find will save me time in my workflows. And it's not just, the fancy billboard advertisement. We could have gone and talked about the corporate sales, how, some clients talked about 85% savings, bids and confidence in pricing and things like that. Again, ultimately, this is one person's kind of point of view. But, that's why I want to find out from, kind of the ask the audience environment from some of the features you've guys seen, the introduction video, some of the items I've shown you here. What are you guys think is some time-saving features? Now, I'll give you guys a minute or so just to type in. George, just to answer your question, can Sigma import from other Autodesk applications other than Revit? For instance, like Advanced Steel, Plant 3D, AutoCAD, etc. No, not in the sense that Revit integrates into Sigma. However, you can bring in IFC formats. Alternatively, I mean, if you export out of your platforms into an Excel spreadsheet, you would be able to import that into your project, into Sigma Estimates. So there's a variety of ways. There is also an application called PlanSwift, which integrates with Sigma Estimates, and that's typically for your 2D quantity takeoffs. So yeah, put it this way, it's not a direct link, but there are ways of, workflows to produce that. Apart from George's question, I'm not seeing anyone seeing time-saving tips and money here. So apparently there's nothing here for you guys. No, I'm joking. No, okay, that's perfect. So look, at the end of the day, I think when I look at Sigma Estimates, the top 4 items we've shown you just collides into this one feature that the moment you start using the platform, it becomes a feature in itself. You start saving time once your libraries are set up, once you can actually use all the projects. The look and feel is really, something that actually saves time. It's not in everyone's mind that, yeah, it's a new software, I need to learn a new software, but you're actually reducing your learning curve by just being familiar with a platform that looks similar. I mean, you drive the same road at home almost every day, you know, so you're kind of used to it. The same happens with software. Yeah, so for me, ultimately, there's a lot of features in Sigma that does save time. I've just covered kind of the basics of it, the different elements there. Jacqueline is asking, or is basically saying, integration with Revit would be our main drive as saving time and money. I really agree with that. The one implementation I've done recently was purely integration for Revit specific. The QSs needed to get that live information from the designers. And that was why we geared to it, to integrate Revit and Sigma. Adrian popped in there. Excellent, thanks. Architect, not knowing what a piece of string costs. Is there a template relevant to essay with building elements already there? There is a company in Joburg, and I'm really gonna forget, I can't remember the name. They've spent years in trying to find standardized costs for South Africa. And it's a great resource to go look at. It's something we can definitely, part of what our emailers will send out to you guys will be part of it. That I think I'll send that link to what the company's name is and the book they produce every year. So Adrian, we'll send that to you guys. Kat, I think at the moment need a report. Okay, let's quickly show you. Sorry, Kat. Sorry, everyone, just a little bit of a detour here. So again, I've got my estimate at the top. I'll close this one at the bottom. Sigma comes with standard reports already built in. You got your key figures, list of reference values, a total report, one of my favorite reports, actually. You can do quotations, customer letters, tender documents. So these reports are already built in. It's standardized, and we can customize it if you need to. So from day one, you can actually start using reports as a PDF standard. On top of that, if you don't really like Sigma's report, but you need to do it like maybe an Excel report, you can export to Excel from a current page or advanced page. I'm not going to show you guys this. It is part of the free course you guys are getting with this webinar. Then Sandra, basically, the time saver is not having to either manually write everything down, so you have a record, or type everything in a spreadsheet. Integration with Revit is great news. I think a lot of users are enjoying the Revit functionality. So yeah, no, that's great. Now, for the guys on the call, one of the other integrations that is being rolled out on a continuous basis is Sigma integrates with BIM 360 as well. So if you are using BIM 360, you can also pull your Revit data from there. Cool. Any other features you guys are seeing that you're enjoying? Please type in, we'll have a look at it. So Nick, I'll leave up the next steps to you.
Okay, thanks, Michiel. Okay, so on Monday, what I'll be doing is I'll be sending you, everybody who attended this webinar, the following: a 30-day free trial to our estimate professionals for you guys to go through and actually get the real feel of it and understand what Michiel has gone through quite in detail here, as well as a lifetime access to our Sigma Estimates training collection, which includes our Sigma Compodium, getting started with Sigma, and other content that will be developed from Sigma Estimates by our Moderna AEC and Infrastructure department, as well as an exclusive offer to anybody, an individual or company who would like to purchase Sigma Estimates through us, who's also attended this webinar. We can sit down and discuss everything and work out something that's really going to be of value to you to go forward with. So thank you for everybody who joined us. Like I say, if there's any questions, please put them in, and Michiel and myself will answer as best as we can, but Michiel mostly, he's the expert here. And thank you very much, Michiel, for all of this. And I hope everybody found it informative.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Just to tie into the kind of half a day of consulting time. So, I mean, this is, you guys will have access to one of our Sigma experts. where we will really look at implementing Sigma for your firm. What is the required items? Where you guys have been struggling throughout your trial period, how we can alleviate those processes and things like that. Then yes, just the last few minutes to the Q&A. So guys, you know, pop in the chat or in the Q&A section any questions. We are around to answer those. Nick, any other last thoughts from your side?
From my side, I think no, everything, well, from somebody who hasn't used it before, I personally also found it very informative going through everything and seeing it actually in live stream. So in that sense, from a, what's the term I'm looking for? A non-user, I also find it to be very user-friendly in that sense. And I hope that whoever has watched it and hasn't used it before or is interested in using it will actually see the real value in this.
Yeah, so interesting story is I was talking at one of the specialists at Sigma Estimates themselves, and he's enjoying the platform so much, he's actually running his own finances through Sigma Estimates.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, even that is doable. It's really call it a non-AEC solution, just geared for the AEC market. But yeah, guys, if you've got any other questions, you know, pop us a mail. We'll answer it through that process as well. If you're wondering about any kind of integration into other platforms, connect with us. We're happy to set up a demo and a kind of a discussion on what that potential integration could look like, anything like that. Cool. I don't see any other questions in the chat or in the Q&A. Guys, thank you very much for attending. We appreciate your time here. We did want to keep it short and sweet. Then yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and then we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend, guys.
Cool.
Cheers.
Cool. Thanks, Michiel. Thanks, everyone.